Hi, I'm Christian Guzman, and I approve of the Board Shorts and Banter podcast.
Josh, please don't scream into the mic.
Welcome back to the Board Shorts and Banter podcast. We've got Tom's client Zach to join us today. We're gonna ask him questions about being a daddy on prep and things like that. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Board Shorts and Banter podcast. I hope that you enjoyed my wonderful singing this morning. Today, it is the Josh and Tom episode. You've not woke up on a Thursday, don't worry. But we are joined by Tom's client, Mr. Zach Hayes. Zach, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing a very good, mate. Thank you. Very good. Not in the hole that I was in last week.
Oh, that's great. Just so people are aware, Zach is actually in a tunnel for some reason, hence the echo.
Apologies.
It's not too bad. I think Zencast is going to sort it out for us, though. It's all good. But Zach, how are you doing this morning? So obviously, with everyone that's listening, I'm sure they've maybe seen you on Instagram, all right? Because you've been getting all the little reshares and whatnot. But give us a brief introduction, like someone just does not know you. They've never met you before in their life.
Okay, so my name's Zach. I'm 29. I'm a husband. I'm a dad to twin girls. And I'm currently 3 weeks out from my first show. And coached by Tom. Last week I was in a bit of a hole, as you might have heard in the last podcast where I was talking about how brain dead I was. But after a bit more food, I'm back to it and raring to go.
We just hit a new low weigh-in as well today, didn't we?
Yes.
The cogs are turning.
What was the weigh-in?
69.2.
Yes.
69. Cool.
But what do you, Zach, what do you do for work as well? I think that's always a good one to chat about.
I'm a gym manager. That's my full-time job. I'm PT as well. I've been a PT for 9 years. And this year I've tried to transition over to the online world to help out other dads in a similar situation to what I was in the new year, to basically, show them that you can still be a dad and hopefully still make good progress in the gym.
Yeah, wicked. So it's like,
I think that's such a cool niche to go into, because obviously you care so much about that niche, then people are just going to buy into it that are obviously in a similar position to you. Is there anyone else that does it? Is there anyone that you can think of, Tom, that like almost turns dads into bodybuilders?
not that all right. There's a lot. I've seen a lot of guys out there that do work specifically within that like kind of dad niche, but not to the extent of like turning dads like achieving like an elite level physique as a dad. If you know what I'm trying to say. There's not. I haven't seen many guys like that. No, so I think there's definitely like a slot there for the puzzle piece of Zach to fit straight into it. And it's very, very exciting. But Zach, when did you actually like have that idea, or has it been something in the back of your mind for a while?
Yes, I mean, I feel like the best way to probably go back is the story of how I got to maybe where I am now.
Yeah.
So like,
Had a baby.
It kind of started 2 years ago. I got married in 2022, and then like 3 days before the wedding, we found out my wife was pregnant. Went on honeymoon, and then when we came back from honeymoon, we were like, okay, we'll go for a scan. And then found out in the scan, but obviously it was twins, and it was like, oh shit, okay, like not just one baby, but two babies.
Okay,
so then like
was that moment, right? Was that like happiness, or was it oh shit, like a bit of like fear?
It was like pure fear to begin with, and then like this awkward laugh,
mate.
And then happiness after.
Kids are expensive. I've got two. Mate, I would love twins. I always joke to Annabella, like, my ideal would be like triplets or something. Just get them all out in one go, be absolutely exhausted for like 3 years. But then after that, you've got like, 3 kids.
Yeah.
Or 2.
And that's how I see it now. Like, we're like, me and my wife would probably love to maybe have another one. She can hear me right now. But in my head, I'm like, we've got our 2 and we're done. And the sleepless nights are over now, thankfully, and we're cracking on. So, but yeah, so we obviously found out we're having twins. Then about 20 weeks, we ran into some complications where we basically found out that there was a chance that they might not make it. We had this thing called twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, where basically one was eating all the food and the other one wasn't getting any. So one was dying because she was having too much and the other was dying because she wasn't having enough. So we then had to go in for surgery at about 20 weeks to save them. And we were told that there was like a 60% chance that they'd actually live. So from there to the end of the pregnancy, it was just pure stress, hospital appointments after each other. So yeah, really pretty shitty time, to be honest. But about 11 weeks after that, my wife's waters broke and she gave birth at like 31 weeks. And for those of you who aren't aware, like normally 40 weeks is where it should happen. So £2.2 and £2.9. So they were tiny, like I could fit one.
Oh my God.
A hand each. So yeah, absolutely tiny.
You get babies that weigh like 11 pounds, like 10 pounds. Don't you? Just one baby.
Literally like the size of my phone.
Oh,
really?
My God.
They were in ICU for like 4 weeks. So again, every single day going to hospital just to like basically see them and all this sort of stuff. They were on like oxygen to begin with and had to come off that. And then eventually came home. But even when they came home, like they were still like, we joke about it now, but we used to say how they looked like little test tube aliens because they were so small.
Do you know like the little? Do you remember the little eggs you used to get with like the
exactly
little aliens and the gunk in them?
They were like 2 of those.
Sometimes get them and they were pregnant.
Yeah. Oh, well, I used to think, like used to put like their backs together, like a little flat bit on their back, and they'd get pregnant.
That's how they make babies.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, the girls came home, and then like it was from like the stress of all that to then just like, okay, I'm a dad now. Like these 2, like basically are relying on me to keep them alive, or me and my wife to keep them alive. And then just parenthood in general is fucking tough. The sleepless nights, like no energy. Where that's basically gym side of stuff just took a dive. I mean, it took a dive before that anyway because like all the stress of life anyway. And then January time came about, and being a super cliche guy, I was like, right, it's New Year. Things are a bit easier now with the girls. And that's when I inquired with Tom. And yeah, rest is history.
Mate, that's unreal. I thought this morning we're going to be like a really light-hearted, having a laugh, but no. You're telling us, like, I just can't imagine how that must feel for you. Knowing, like, I don't know anyone that's ever had their babies have surgery before they're even out of the womb. That's just crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, so with the surgery, basically, I was in the theatre when my wife had it. So they like put a laser through her stomach down to where the girls were to like laser the blood vessels separately. So they had like 2 separate food lines, which is like a crazy procedure in itself. And I got to see the girls inside her stomach before they even came out because I could see it all on the camera. And a very crazy experience.
Oh my God. Welcome to parenthood, mate.
Yeah.
Baptism of fire. Twins, complications, and £2 when they're born. Insane.
Yeah. Fair play to you, mate. If there's
how
any,
how old are they now?
Yeah,
16 months now. And like you look at them now, and you would never know that they had to go through what they went through because they're just thriving.
Are they identical?
Yeah.
Are they? Oh wow,
yeah.
That is sick.
I'm picturing like white chicks vibes when they're older. Sorry, that is mental.
Obviously, you'll be able to, but can you tell the difference between them, or like, is there ever a time where you like mix them up and you go, "Oh, you little, oh no, it's not you, it's that one, you little so and so."
Nah, see, like I kind of joke sometimes about how we've been scammed because, like, scientifically they're identical, but one has a bit more hair than the other, so it's a bit of a tell there. But like friends and family, they kind of struggle to say who's who. Obviously, us two, we're like me and my wife, we can tell, but I feel like when they get older and the hair gets a bit longer, you never know. We'll see.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
There's going to be complications there.
Is it? I bet right now as well. Like it's just going for you super super fast, like them growing up now.
Yeah, crazy quick. Crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I sent her some videos to my wife yesterday of like literally a few months ago. And in just a few months, when you see how much they've actually changed, at the time you don't realize until you look back. It's like, wow, before you know it, they're going to be teenagers and walking down the aisle and all that stuff that comes with it. So,
and you're going to be Mr. Olympia. You know, they're going to be teenagers. Like, it's great. You know.
Yeah.
But nah, that's mad. So like, I feel if there's any excuse though to like, you know, let things slip with your fitness or your physique, like that's a pretty good excuse, Zach.
Yeah.
100%. So like,
I would agree.
What is your previous, like, give us like a good rundown of like your previous experience before you had children, and what was your training like? Like, did you want to compete even back then as well? Like, where were you at? Because obviously you've been PTing, did you say, for 9 years?
Yes. I've been training since I was like 17. It's always kind of been a bit of a, to be honest, like through the motions. Like I trained because I enjoyed it. And I'd always kind of get like this tunnel vision whenever I booked a holiday, the generic, oh, let's get lean to go on a holiday sort of thing. But I'd always find that like after holiday was done, I'd kind of go back through the motions for a few months. I feel like I've always been in good shape, like better than the average person, but nothing crazy. Back when I was like 19, I had a coach who's no longer in the industry, really, not really someone. His name was Danny Keane. I don't know if you guys are aware of him, but I remember doing some work with him and he asked me about competing back when I was 19. And I remember watching the very first Mr. Olympia men's physique like showdown in 2014. Back when I was like a big Steve Cook fanboy.
Oh yeah.
Like we had Jeff Side, and then I think it was a guy called Mark Anthony who won. But I remember watching the live stream. Like I was a bit naive back then. I was a bit naive to the obviously enhanced side of things, and I thought that I could achieve what they could. And it was like something that was in the back of my head, but I feel like it was always I never felt as if I was good enough to do it. Years went on, and again, it would just be a kind of like a matter of training because I enjoyed it. And then again, obviously, once I started working with you, Tom, in January, I feel like the potential is just kind of slowly creeped out. And yeah,
it's good to like. I didn't realize that you were, how old are you? 29.
29, yeah.
Yeah. So that's to see the amount of progress that you've made this year at 29 years old. Just kind of dispel the myths or ideas that you need to be in your early 20s to make a crazy amount of progress in a short period of time. Like you have made a lot of gains, and I would imagine like the majority of the time has been spent in a deficit as well.
Yeah.
I think we've actually only spent like 12 weeks in a surplus in that time.
Yeah, maybe even a little less.
Maybe that's the secret.
Yeah.
Just 12 week off season.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I'm doing it wrong.
Here's me slating people on Instagram for competing too frequently. Maybe it's the secret to size.
No, there's definitely a combination there of like, you've had a good amount of muscle mass in the past, and obviously during all that, the whirlwind of life, the baptism of fire, as Josh said, like you definitely lost some muscle, clearly, but you've regained some of that back. But what would you say is the biggest thing that you're doing right now that you didn't do in the past? Like, what is like the big differentiating factor? Because now, like in comparison to where you've trained in the past, you've got a lot less time, mate. Haven't you? You've got a lot less time, a lot more stress. But in terms of like your training and nutrition, like what would you say is the main difference right now?
A lot more structure and tracking everything. So it was always kind of like a matter of going to a gym, doing what I kind of felt like on the day, and maybe I would kind of keep an eye on my main lifts, but I wasn't tracking everything. So it was like, I'll just put on this weight. And again, kind of would get a pump, enjoy the hour that I was there, but no real structure. And again, food-wise, my food was pretty much all over the place. Like it could have always been better. Whereas now, obviously right now I'm following a strict meal plan for obvious reasons. But it was just... it was kind of like the Wild West, my training before, whereas now there's a lot more structure to what I'm doing and choosing exercises for a certain reason to build, obviously, certain parts. So
it seems like it's you know how to train hard. That's the thing. 'Cause obviously I've trained with you, and like as soon as you started, we got off to a good start. Like, you know, we didn't hang around, and I feel like for you, like you've always trained out of like the love of training, just like, you know, showing up to the gym and whatnot has never been the issue. I think it's just a case of you've now got like direction, you've now got intention, you've now got an actual reason to train and train hard. And I feel like that's been like, again, one of the main differentiating factors, because you've been in the gym for years, man, but it's now just, there's always more to give, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it's even like with my training, for instance, I started making the most progress I have like after like 6-7 years of training, and that's because I just, you know, I knew exactly what I wanted to train towards, and now I feel like it's a similar thing to you.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like the intensity was probably never where it has been, or sorry, the intensity back then was never where it is now. Like I'm training a lot harder in the gym and making sure that I'm leaving like nothing on the table.
Yeah.
So with prep now, and obviously fatherhood, do you feel like, and this might be one that you might not be the best person to answer this question, maybe your wife is. Do you feel that there's elements of fatherhood that you're not able to give like 100% to because of prep?
Nope. So one of the things that we spoke about before I started this prep, and I spoke to Tom about this, is it can never get in the way of family life.
Yeah.
Family life is always going to be the main priority, which is why I wake up at 4 a.m. to, like, you know, get my first meal in, to get to the gym. So I've always done everything by the time everyone wakes up. So when I'm home, I'm straight into dad mode. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, for example, yesterday was like a day off where I was with the girls, and being like 3 weeks out and having twins by yourself all day, it's pretty fucking exhausting. But like, it's I've never been at a point where like I'm leaving my wife at home to go do cardio or go to the gym by herself with the girls. It's I chose to do this. They didn't choose for me to do this. So I've always said I'll never allow it to get in the way of weekends or time with the girls. Sometimes I feel like, to begin with, the waking up at like 4 a.m. was like such a drag, but now like I just love it. Like getting up first thing, getting it done, and then knowing that I'm done for the day is a wicked feeling.
What time do you go to bed?
I'm in bed by anywhere between 9 and half 9.
I'm in bed anytime between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. That's mad. That 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I try and do 4 a.m. like once or twice a week. It is tough for you to do that every single day. I truly do take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
It's just what you have to do when you're left with no other options, isn't it? Though.
Yeah.
Like you have no other option, and it's like you got to ask yourself, all right, do I actually want to achieve what I want to achieve? Okay, well, guess what? You're getting up at 4 a.m. Then you don't want to, but you're gonna have to. And like, no doubt, like getting into that routine initially was tough, even though, like, you know, for the past, you know, year and a bit, like year and a half, you've been probably waking up at 4 a.m. every now and then anyway, or 3 a.m., 2 a.m. for the girls. So you're not, you know, a stranger to that. But regardless, it's not easy getting into that routine. But like, as you said now, I bet you never thought, oh, you'd actually enjoy getting up consistently at 4 a.m.
Yeah, never. Like, I think I put something up on my story the other day. Like, if you would ask me a year ago, would I enjoy being awake at 4? It would be no, because like,
there we go.
You know, waking up to feed the girls, we would like wake up at like 12, 4. Every day would be like 12 o'clock, and then again 4 a.m. to feed them, and it would be like dragging myself downstairs to get them sorted. Whereas now, like, my alarm goes off and I'm excited for the day. Like, I love waking up at 4. I go downstairs, I have my oats, I sit there, chill for like half an hour, and then I'm at the gym like at 5 to 5, ready to go every single day. So,
Jesus, what time does your gym open? Is it 24 hour?
No, so they open at 5, but the owners are always there a bit before, and if they get there before, they open up early. Very good gym. It's called Apollo in Coventry, and wicked community, and the owners are super, super supportive of what I'm doing. They know exactly what I'm doing, and always asking me how prep's going and keeping on top of me. So wicked gym.
Is it a bodybuilding gym, or is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Josh is good. I headed down there a few weeks ago to see Zach, and it's a good little gym, man.
Did you put out any stories?
Huh?
Oh, I think I've seen the photos of.
Yeah.
It's
like black and red. Yeah, that's the one. It's got some nice kit in there, some like newer Prime stuff in that as well, but it's still got those like spit and sawdust vibes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a decent gym. Shout out to Apollo. Check it out.
Shout out to Apollo.
So, Zach, mate, we are now 3 weeks out from show number 1. And so what has been the hardest part of prep for you so far then?
It's a tough one. I feel like 2 ways I could answer. Like, one is the lack of date nights and socials with my wife, who's obviously had to sacrifice that side of things. But I've told her that once they're done, like every Saturday, I'll take her out for a meal, which Tom has approved, and basically make up for lost time. But I feel like overall, like, it's not been as bad as I thought. Last week was a bit of a tough week, which is obviously where we had the deload and food went up a bit, and I feel like that was the toughest part of prep so far. But after those 3 days of refeeds, I feel good again. Like this morning, because obviously we had a deload at the start of the week, I was a bit behind on my cardio. So this morning I did an hour on the Stairmaster. Then I'm going back for legs. The girls are at nursery today, so they're going back for legs this afternoon. And yeah, I'm feeling good again, feeling quite energized and ready for the last run. But I feel like, I don't want to say it's not been easy, but like, considering everything I have to do anyway with family and all that sort of stuff, it has been so far manageable. But again, obviously, we've still got 7 weeks until Supernaturals, so who knows? I could be a broken man in a few weeks, which I'm sure I probably will be. But
no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I think once you do your first show, the adrenaline will carry you through for the rest of your season. How many shows have you got lined up, and what shows are they?
So just the 2. We've got UKDFBA Novice September the 7th to Saturday, and then Supernaturals, obviously, start of October. There was a plan to try go to Ireland. We tried, but it didn't quite go to plan.
Has it not come off?
No.
Hasn't come off, mate.
We tried our best.
That's a shame.
It is a shame, isn't it? You know, because there's not a lot of natural shows as there are anyway. And it's a case of, you know, I think regardless of like your home country, you're still representing that country.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you want to make the most of the competitive season.
As a competitor, I just don't understand why they wouldn't just say, yeah, you can go and do them.
Because it's all business, isn't it? At the end of the day, like I get there's prestige and whatnot, but like it is a business. So like even Zach or your boys or anyone going over to compete in Ireland, is still elevating the WNBF as a whole.
Of course it is.
You know,
like I did it on my prep last year. You're documenting a journey. You're documenting the natural journey. If you can document or show, you know, someone that's coming through that you can straight away go and compete internationally. It's not even that international. Let's be honest. It's only Ireland. It's an hour away.
So over the pond, jump over it, swim over it.
Like it's just gonna elevate the natural game. Like that's all that it's gonna do. I don't see any negatives of doing an extra show abroad, because it's like almost like the same tier show. It's not like you're gonna go and compete at the Worlds as your first show. You're competing at, you know, something that's equivalent as the Supernaturals, or I don't know.
It's a strange one as well, because if you ask the federation, that country, can I come over and compete? It's like, oh, if they were to say, oh no, you're not allowed to do this because of this rule, and it's a blanket rule, fair enough. Versus a lot of them say, oh, if you can get permission, come over. Come on over. And it's absolutely fine. And then you ask for permission, and it's, you know, unfortunately not what you want to hear, but it is what it is, you know. Hopefully, maybe something will change in the next few years. I don't know.
I was one of my clients messaged me. Shout out to Andy, because he listens to the podcast, about hosting a show next year, right? And obviously doing it almost in collaboration with us and maybe some others in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's many shows, like besides the BNBF, that have kept their qualifiers in. The UKDFBA are doing one at the start of September, and then their British finals in October. And then you've got WNBF UK at the start of October as well. 3 shows. Like, you know, if you're a natural men's physique competitor, the most shows that you can do is 3 shows.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking as well that the UKDFBA, they only do men's physique in the novice class? Or is it in open as well?
Not too sure.
I'm
to be
not
honest.
100% sure, and I have to double check it.
Okay. I might be wrong. Someone might be spewing whilst they're listening, like, oh yeah,
Right.
no, you're wrong. But there's not a great amount of opportunities to compete on a natural stage. So there's definitely scope for someone to put a show at this, like, back end of August, start of September.
Yeah.
It's just like an additional thing to work towards.
Yeah, if like this season, obviously I'm not a novice now, so like, and I've competed with the WNBF, so I could hop between different countries, get multiple shows, and have a season of like 4 or 5 shows. That's great for me.
Yeah.
But if it was my first season, like Zach, and I I knew I wanted to get in and have a good season, but my only opportunities were 2 shows or something like that. I'd be, because the rest of them are too far apart. You can't have a season that long. Like, what are you supposed to do? You'd have to compete at the start of the year, then try and hold decent condition throughout the entire fucking year, and then compete towards the back end of the year.
I have got an idea. So obviously, I'm like, having heard this rule or like whatever this past couple of weeks, I've got some boys that next year will be of the standard of like, pro level. For instance, Tam. Tam is an INBA, PNBA pro, whatever you want to call it. He's not competed with the WNBF. So he would need to compete with the WNBF to be able to go and do the international shows. I'm just going to put him in the novice or whatever it is. Oh, no, he can't even do novice. He would need to enter the supernaturals, won't he, this time round?
He's going to have to do supernaturals and like...
Tom, I know you're listening, bro. You're 6 weeks out. Congrats.
Are you actually going to do that?
Sake. I'm going to speak to... I'm going to have to message him today.
Well, okay, so if he says yes, what's the plan? Is he dieting?
No.
You're just going to put him in?
Just going to enter the show and step on stage because that's what you've got. That is my understanding of the rules.
You wouldn't get him on stage, right? And he's got to do a bikini routine for Physique.
Do you know what? He's not even in bad condition.
Is he not?
No. Might get a top 5.
Yeah. Go on, get him in. Zach, have you seen him?
Yes, I saw the video that Josh posted like last week or whatever it was. Yeah, I've watched it. Big dude.
The chest.
Yeah.
He is
big dude.
The pec, isn't he? Ridiculous. Is he? Hang on. Has he got any kind of ambitions to go to Classic now or not?
I think it's a long term. I think realistically, if you look at the rate that his legs have grown from last year to this year, I think he might be 2 years away. In my eyes, I think he's 2 years away from being a top tier Classic competitor.
Yeah, because if you're looking at the likes of like Jack Kinsey-Clow,
yeah. So if you're comparing him to that, or if you're comparing him to Adam Powell, he's a few years away from that.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, next year it's going to be men's physique. We might do a PCA Classic show. We'll get Tam on one time. I always say this. But yeah, we need a little bit more leg size if he's going to be really competitive in Classic.
Yeah.
But I know his goal, and my goal for him is WNBF pro status. So yeah, we're going to have to do everything to ensure that is actually an option.
Well, Tam, I'll see you in 7 weeks then, bro.
See you in Birmingham, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Unreal.
But now, Zach, how are you feeling overall going into show number 1?
I'm feeling good. I feel like it's been nice to have a lot of support from people, especially like you guys as well. But sometimes it does feel like a bit of pressure leading into it.
Do you think?
A little bit sometimes, yeah. Which I feel like it's hard to take because I'm like, it's cool to hear the recognition, but then it's also like, shit, what if I go and I like do absolute shit?
I have thought about this whenever we've mentioned someone that's not competed before. I always think, I hope that they don't take this as added pressure. It's literally, it's almost like an admiration for your physique. Like,
yeah.
I've got no expectation on you to do anything. Like if you came and placed 7th or you didn't get in the first call outs, you've still got a sick physique. Doesn't change that. It's just our opinion.
This is the thing. This is why I don't gas Zach up, right? because I know, like, I don't know how you're going to process that internally. That, like, if you take it as added pressure or just a compliment, and obviously we all know it's going to add pressure to you. All right, you got a sick physique, and it's like, now let's just see how you do on a stage. That's the only, because you get Instagram physiques, for instance. You get guys that look good on Instagram, and it just does not translate on stage, right? So it's like, just all I want you to focus on, and all you are focusing on anyway, man, is just yourself, just every day getting better. And what lands on stage is what lands on stage. Do I think it's going to be a sick look? Absolutely. But it's your first fucking season. You've got to really go in there with expecting like nothing. Versus if you're going in and saying, "Oh, I'm going to win a pro card." It's like, nah, you can't say that. You can't say that at all. So yeah, mate, it's just the season's about all having fun, and where the card's full, the card's full, mate. This started off as a journey of you just getting into, proving to yourself something, just getting into sick shape, almost like redemption for yourself of where you lost yourself through having your kids, and the stress and whatnot of that, losing the passion for it. This is all about getting that back, and if something good comes of it, sick.
Yeah, I mean, I was speaking to Kez the other day, actually, or the other week in DMs, and I said, as long as I feel like I can look like I belong up there, it's a win in my head. As long as I can look competitive, then I feel like I'm happy. If I went up and looked as if I didn't belong to be up there, then but I feel like I'll probably be a bit more disappointed. But yeah, as long as I look like I belong, then to me, that's a win in my head. So
yeah. No, that's great. Do you know, even as well, taking away the actual aesthetic of bodybuilding, if you enjoy the process and if you're able to manage the process, over years, you will just naturally become more competitive anyway. So you could step on stage, not be competitive, but love the process, and you are probably more likely to do well further on down the line. And
it's definitely something that I've like fallen in love with, like 100%. Like I love doing this, and after shows I'll continue. Me and Tom have planned a nice long off season for after, with a hopeful return in 2026. But I'm excited. I'm excited for what the future holds, and I love every second of it.
Zach, do you know why you're going to compete in 2026?
How come?
Because Tom's scared.
I was literally about to say, I was like, fucking hell, I better win my pro card before he next gets on stage again.
Oh dear. Funny.
I'll just he'll be like growing a little bit too quick in his off season. I'll be like, just clean up phase. You're looking a bit, we'll just slow things down, mate. All right.
We're going to do an aggressive diet for, I don't know, 16 weeks.
Tom, why am I on 50 grams of protein? Just don't question it, bro. There's no research, all right?
New research suggests that you can convert fat to muscle. Everyone knows that anyway. Common knowledge, bro.
100%. But no.
Oh, God.
Zach, what's the main thing that you've learned from this prep?
Good question.
Biggest lesson?
How important time management is. Like I said, because without that, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, like managing my time, whether it's waking up early, going to bed early, or using, for example, like days where the girls have gone down for a nap and my wife probably wants a peaceful hour without me. I can go up to the gym then. Managing my time better throughout the day has been the biggest factor, or the biggest lesson, 100%.
Yeah,
I feel like,
carry on.
Yeah, I just feel like my time management has got a lot better now, and I'm a lot more aware of what time I have in the day, and to make sure I use it as efficiently as I can.
I feel like as well, mate, when you're talking about time management, I'm very, 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 very excited for you. And the reason why is because I see you now growing like your online coaching business, right? If you can get that to where it needs to be, I don't think you realize what that's going to do for your lifestyle and for your time, not having to be in a place potentially at X time, working under your own hours. And if you're talking about, all right, you've got a passion for this now, for the training, for prep, for just the process in general, like if you've got your own online business and that's doing well, like, and you can pick them when you do things, that's going to be not only good for you, but also for your family as well, mate. Yeah,
definitely. It will be a big lifestyle change, which definitely working towards over the next year or two. So,
but mate, all it is time now. All it is time, because it's like the mindset that you have is everything that you need in order to like build like your own business. And it's like when it comes to online coaching, just like bodybuilding, just like achieving what you want to achieve in like competing, it takes fucking time. It takes ages. It's like I still haven't, achieved what I want to achieve in competing, and I'm going into my fourth season. Is that my fourth season, isn't it? Yeah. Jesus Christ. So it's just going to take time, man. But you've got the mindset for it. All it is now is hard work, but it's a good thing you're not scared of hard work,
And that's one of the good things about prep. I feel like the work ethic that I feel like I've created during prep, I'm just going to hopefully transition that into every other aspect of my life now.
Yeah.
From business to family.
That's a skill that is pretty tough to actually apply. Like once prep's done, if you can like almost like take the structure of prep and fill the time with other things that are going to, benefit you in the long run, that is a proper skill. You can do that. You can do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's something that's not, no one's born with that kind of stuff. That's earned. And someone's like, oh, I wish I could be disciplined. It's like, no, you're not fucking born disciplined. People aren't just different from you. People have earned that, through hard work. So yeah, it's definitely something that's going to take you far if you can keep it up, mate. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I definitely will.
Good
Tom, dieting update from ourselves.
Yeah. Right. I am 3 kilos down.
I thought you were 5 kilos down.
Come on, mate. Jesus Christ. Now, 3 kilos down in 9 days so far. Cool. What about you?
I'm down at 91.8, so that's 2.4 kilos down in 8 days.
And you've taken up running.
Yeah, this is the big update I think from this week. Your boy has started doing some of the fast walking stuff.
The fast walking. Oh, okay. What's your pace like?
Terrible.
Is it?
No. Annabella reckons I'm quite quick, but she's quite slow. So, as I'm sure most are aware, because I mentioned it a few weeks ago, my girlfriend has had knee surgery, and she's at the point in her rehab now where she can start to push things. And the thing that she wants to start doing is running. So I said, as a very supporting, loving boyfriend, because she supports me through preps, I'm going to support her through her knee-hab. And yes, we are doing couch to 5K. This week we are on week 1. We have done 3 runs. The toughest thing that we've done is 2 minutes of running, 4 minutes walking, 5 times round, and it is not easy.
So you're definitely not of Russ Cook standard yet, no?
Nope, mate. Okay. I am bad.
Yeah, but mate, do you feel like a bodybuilder when you run as well?
No, I did the first time. The first time I was like, oh, I'm not made for this. And then it's like, right, just keep going. I'm quite liking being shit at something.
Yeah.
Like, it reminds me, the feeling like how I feel, or like almost like the self-accomplishment afterwards, it reminds me of how I felt when I first started training. That like, God, that were hard, but I know it's going to get easier.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just going to stick it out. We're going to run a 5K, hopefully at the end of September. Bloody hell. It's like mid-August now. Oh, shit. I've really, really made an error here.
At least you'll be like a couple kilos lighter by then, bro.
Yeah. Well, it all goes hand in hand. And then also as well, one of the main questions that I get asked with cardio, like, whenever I give someone cardio on a diet, it's like, oh, can I go running? And I always try to say, like, I'd rather you didn't. So I'm almost like being the guinea pig myself. Like, how does running on a diet affect, recovery and performance? At the minute, it affects recovery because my ankles are absolutely fucked. But, strength's the same. Yeah, even though I know it's early days, we'll have this conversation again in about 6 weeks' time. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying being shit at something and getting marginally better every time we go and do it.
I think if I started running, that's the one thing I'd be a lot better than you at.
100%.
I'm just built for it,
mate. I don't know if you can tell with Annabella, but she's not a very sporty girl. Like, whenever we've spoke about like school sports before, she's like, oh yeah, I always used to come like, second last in the running races and stuff. Like she's terrible at netball, terrible at throwing and catching and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
But running, we're the same level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I'll keep you all updated. If anyone actually wants daily updates, you can head over to my TikTok.
Hi, my name's Josh. I am a WNBF pro, two-time world champion, and
Two-time British champ, one-time world champ, and for the entire month of August, I'm doing one video a day on TikTok.
Have you missed one yet?
Yes, I missed 2.
Oh, come on, mate.
I know. I need to address it because I've had a few people message me going, "You've not even done one every day, Josh."
Slacking.
Yes.
Slacking big time. Right, final thing on the before we get stuck into some questions. What was your going from the foods setup that you had before, cardio expenditure? But we know your expenditure was like 3,000 steps per day, mate. So ridiculous. But
me,
yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. What did you change in order to initiate fat loss phase, cleanup phase? How aggressive was it?
I've dropped food by about 35%, and my steps are 8,000 on a training day, 10,000 on a rest day. Running on rest days, and I think it's like upper.
Okay.
Yeah. So far, the running's like it adds like an extra 5,000 steps. So it's not, it's not like it's throwing things off massively. And just a steady deficit.
And you're going to be running this for 12 weeks?
I think it worked out like 69 days, so 10 weeks.
Okay, got you. Interesting.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I've only got like another 6.5 weeks now.
What weight do you think you'll get down to?
80.
80?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll square off at 80.
I were like looking at your photos and I thought, 78 kilos maybe for Tom.
78. Well, it'll be.
78,
it would have pulled
79.
off 9 kilograms. That's what would have pulled off.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite looks on prep, that 78 kilos would have only put me 3 kilos off that.
Yeah.
So that's quite low, really.
Your favorite look of prep? Did you compete at that?
Yeah.
My favorite look of prep was 2 weeks out from my first show.
Yeah.
Like a look that I know I could get down to, and a look that I know I could probably maintain. It's about 80, 83, 84 kilos.
Yeah. Mine was around 75 kilos, and that was it. It wasn't the leanest, but I feel like the reason why it wasn't the leanest is because we could have like pulled out cardio, decreased stress, because we didn't even peak for the show.
Yeah.
But I felt fresh going into that, super full fresh, around 75 kilos, but still hammering cardio right up until the show pretty much. So still some stress there and whatnot. So I reckon pulling that out could have, warranted a better look, but we will find out next time, people. So stick around for that. But anyway, Zachy boy, I put up a question box for you. I've got loads of questions for you, mate.
Yeah.
So let's get stuck into them. Josh, did you get some questions?
Whoa. Yeah, I got 9.
9?
9.
Oh, is that
oh my
now?
God. Ian.
I got 9 as well. Man? I got 9 as well, mate.
Have you got the exact same 9 as me?
I'm not too sure. Right, should we kick it off?
Yeah, Tom, you go first.
We've already kind of covered this. From Sun Lifts, the legend himself. Do you recognise the name, Josh?
Yeah, Kojo.
Yeah, Kojo. Balancing family life with competitive bodybuilding. Briefly summarise, Zach.
Yeah, so again, it was always a plan that doing a prep, it can't interfere with family life. So again, that's why I wake up so early. Or days where the girls are napping, I'll go do what I need to do. But yeah, I never let it get to a point where I'm leaving my wife at home with the girls and she's doing everything and I'm at the gym. So whether it's waking up early or you were going to the gym later in the evening, you should always find time to work it around family life instead of letting family life work around the gym.
It's got to be what's convenient for them, not you.
100%.
And if it's just like, I don't really want to do this, guess what? You're going to have to do it, unfortunately, mate. There we go.
Tough shit.
Yep.
Ian Talbot Balfe has asked, would you rather bring back from the dead Hitler or Stalin?
Oh, for God's sake. Right, just want to preface, this is not...
I have an answer.
This is all fictional. This is not our actual opinion.
Yeah. I would say Hitler for him to die again.
Agreed.
There you go.
There we go. That's a good one. That's a good
I
answer.
knew I could answer the question safely.
Zach, who would you pick?
I'm just going to be a cop-out and say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to get cancelled before I even got anywhere.
There you go, Ian. We answered it, mate. We answered it. Jesus Christ. He has no
just
chill,
so
that
the
guy.
people are aware, that is one of the tamest Ian questions that we've been asked, and it's still pretty questionable. So when we don't answer them, there's good reason behind it.
That was tame.
James Linford has asked. He's asked 2 questions. How are the cuts going, boys? We want updates. You have been provided with the aforementioned updates. He's also asked, people talk about the bad stuff. What are the nice things about prep, if any? I feel like Zach's covered most of it. You know, like the, I don't know, like the new
Routine
skills that you
new.
unlock. Yeah, the discipline that you should almost prove to yourself that you've got. There's so many positives. I think the positives outweigh the negatives, hence why we do it over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. The appreciation it gives for things as well. So it's like when you do have food, you appreciate it like a lot. It makes you very, very grateful for that. When you get into your bed, it's like, oh, I love this bed, or I'm just like excited to get to bed. These little things, it makes you appreciate them. And then even when you do have those days where they are slightly more quiet on prep, when you can actually chill out just a little bit, you just like, you start to appreciate the small things in life because you're rushed, you're tired, yada, yada, yada.
I'm at a point where food is kind of everything, and I look forward to every single meal, and I appreciate every single bite at the moment. To be fair, me and Jake, your client, Josh, we talk about it on a daily basis about how we'll send photos of like our plain meals and about how excited we are to eat them. But yeah.
I'm seeing Jake today. I'm seeing him in like 2 hours' time. And I've said to him, we're going to go for a Nando's after. And he's asked me about 5 times what he's having from Nando's. Josh, do you know what I'm having from Nando's? Like, mate, we're going to decide based on what I see in front of me. If I think that you're fat, you're not having anything. You're just going to have 3 servings of broccoli.
It's the one thing that I like went to bed thinking about on prep was an egg in the morning. Like an egg on top of my bacon and sourdough, just like breaking the
Mate, I'm having that as my meal 1 at the minute. Eggs and sourdough and a bit of ham.
So good.
For me, it's the bagel whey paste or my rest day omelette in the evening, and something so simple. Like my wife laughs at me because I'm there like getting so excited, and she's like, "It's literally fucking 3 eggs. What are you excited about?"
You need to get a grip, mate.
I love it. Cracking the yolks into the pan.
What eggs do you get?
Just medium, free range.
Burford Browns? No.
Browns? They're like Morrison's own.
Oh, mate, Zach, you're not in the trenches yet, bro. You know you're in the trenches when you're paying £3 for 6 eggs.
Love it.
Oh God.
Best snack to claim dad tax on. Mine has got to be Quavers. Do your girls eat Quavers, Zach?
No, they love a what's it, but obviously I feel like it's nothing I can really say right now because again I've been in prep now for 10 weeks, and they've only just recently kind of moved to actual food, like so. Yeah,
you've just reminded me of the question. Zach, we might have to edit this out of the podcast. I don't know. Okay. Zach, have you ever enjoyed breast milk?
You know, babe, have I ever tried breast milk? Did I ever try your breast milk? No, I never tried it. I was just trying to think, did I try it? No, I've never tried it.
Do you know how much growth hormone is in breast milk?
She just told me there's some in the freezer if you want to let it.
Here we go.
Zach, start the breast milk protocol now, mate. It's got so much growth hormone in.
Into my oats.
Into your oats, coffees, you know.
These oats taste sour today. Love it.
I once trained at the first gym that I ever trained at. That was like a bodybuilding gym. I was only there for about 9 months, but there was a woman there that was like pregnant, and she'd pump and give it to the people that were like, competing.
Get out of here, mate.
Yeah, mad.
Actually,
Genuinely.
that is disgusting. Is this why you're so big?
Yeah, but mate, I've been on breast milk for 27 years now, bro.
I love it. Do you know what? I think that'd actually be a good thing. I reckon we should remove that stigma.
Yeah. Don't
just stop.
Judge.
Before you know it, mate, it'll be on the WAD list, won't it?
Oh yeah. Imagine breast milk. Do you know Tramadol's on that now?
You're joking.
Yeah. It's on UKAD, the UK anti-doping website. Tramadol's like a 2024 edition.
Is that a painkiller?
Yeah. But apparently cyclists have been using it.
Mad.
Yeah.
Interesting. From Grant.Baggots. First of all, awesome physique. I'm guessing he's not speaking about me and Josh. He's just
No.
Yes, I
talking
know,
about
Grant.
Zach,
Thank you
of course.
very much.
Grant's never said this about either of me and Tom. So
No.
congratulations, Zach.
You got another fan, Zach. What have you found challenging so far in prep? We've kind of already touched on this.
Yeah, like I said, it felt like last week was the biggest challenge. Just felt like I was super fatigued, super run down. And again, I don't know. Apart from that, like it really hasn't been that bad yet. Like again, it was just a week where I was just a bit sluggish. Like again, the whole brain dead comment I put last time. But yeah, like I'm enjoying the process every single day. Like I said, I wake up excited, and I'm looking forward to ticking the boxes each day, as corny as that may sound.
Yeah,
corny.
This is the thing. Like, obviously, you were struggling. You found it hard. You'd still do it regardless. Like, you'd get the job done. But you are one of those guys on prep that I need to keep a closer eye on, because you won't complain. You'll tell me, "Oh yeah, I'm a bit slower now," but like maybe you'll just push through it. It's like getting to see, and obviously we're seeing each other quite regularly now, which is spot on. And that's exactly what I need, because then I need to look out for signs such as, what's his cognition like? What's his speech like? Yada, yada, yada. What's his training like? And because you need to be able to know when to communicate when you're actually, cliche as it sounds, in the trenches versus when you're when you're pushing hard, but still manageable, manageable fatigue versus detrimental fatigue.
Yeah.
And I feel like we were just like getting towards that. We weren't quite there, but being proactive and like acting upon that has now allowed us to get back into a good groove, and things are moving again now. So yeah, it was definitely like that was the first week that you've been a bit like dragging your heels,
Oh, my next one.
You're next.
What are your pet hates in the fitness industry at the moment? Agam Sani 58.
Copywriters fucking messaging me 10 times a day.
Oh, that is this. Do you ever speak to them?
Do you know what I hate? I fucking hate, bro, when they're like, "Hey Tom, I really did do. I've been following you for a while now, and I really loved your post when you said this. It's so inspirational. Yada yada yada, bro. You started following me 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
you haven't been following me a long time. Stop manipulating me. I know exactly what you're doing. What language?
I know what
you're
your
using.
game is.
Fuck off." Literally.
Sometimes I speak to them and I give them my thoughts and opinions on them, and I always find out how old they are, and they're always like, "Oh yeah, I'm 14." It's like, mate, just concentrate in school. Right,
I respect the hustle. I do.
I don't. Hustle something else. Go and sell Squares bars. Go and sell fucking
Coke cans in school.
Yeah, Lucasade in school, mate. That's where the money's at. Don't fucking message me. I'm busy.
Breast milk. Go sell breast milk.
Breast milk, boys. Get on the breast milk. Like, stop messaging people saying that you can do fucking copywriting. Don't care. Don't care.
They're like they're messaging you for copywriting, and their English, like the language, like the spelling, that is awful. I'm like, bro, why am I going to pay you for this, mate? Like, you can't even spell yourself, for fuck's sake. You haven't even passed English yet.
I don't even know what copywriting is.
Yeah, like I do get it, because like even as a coach, right, there is clients that I have gained through DMs, not actively like cold outreach and stuff like that, but outreach is the thing. You do need to communicate with people online. You need to build relationships with people online. I get it. There's clients that I've worked with who I've spoken to online for like months, and then they've ended up joining a team. So I get it. But when you're following someone, like if I was to follow someone and then within 20 minutes message them and act like I've been following for a long time, really invested into their journey, shut up, bro. It's just it's just not a thing, not a thing. But yeah, that's my pet peeve.
I'm just having a look through my message request. It's literally
ridiculous,
they're all copywriters.
Yeah,
Insane.
Zach, what's your biggest pet peeve in the fitness industry right now?
See, I've just been sat here thinking. I feel like my brain just isn't capable of thinking of answer for that. I don't know, but there's nothing particularly for me that bothers me right now, to be honest with you. I don't get the copyright messaging.
Men's crop tops.
Okay, yeah, there we go. That is one. I've never understood those. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of those whatsoever.
Agreed.
Trying to think what else. I don't know. I general negativity towards people, especially when you don't know them, that is something that's quite annoying.
Yeah.
It's not even a pet peeve. It's just dickheads in the fitness industry.
Yeah. Agreed. Right. Was that my question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Would you rather never pay for flights and hotels again or never pay for food again? Never pay for food again. You spend so much more money on food than you do on flights and hotels.
I got asked that on the last podcast.
That's easy.
Read it.
Food.
Mm-hmm.
Free food for life. Jeez, how much is that going to cost? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands throughout the entirety of your life.
Yeah. You'd have like Kobe beef every single meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, sushi every night.
Wagyu steak.
Yeah.
Have you ever had
living a good life?
Wagyu, yeah.
Yeah, I have.
What is it like? I've never had it. I've never even thought to get it.
Nice. It's been a long time since I've had it, but
it just it just looks like you're going to chew a big bit of it is literally just fat, isn't it? It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, have you heard of Kobe beef?
Kobe beef, yeah.
I'm just trying to find how much it is per ounce.
It's going to be ridiculous, isn't it? I know Wagyu is like ridiculously expensive. A good Wagyu steak, and then they grade it, don't they?
Yeah, Kobe beef cost. Kobe beef, the Wagyu shop.
We only bring you the finest quality content here on Board Shorts and Banter. If you want to know how much Kobe beef is currently, listen in. A5,
which I think's relatively high, or it might be low, is friggin' hell. It's £349.
Yeah, I'd rather never pay for that than flights. Flight to Benidorm for 80 quid.
And it comes frozen. That's immoral.
Right.
Oh, dear.
Zach, never pay for flights or food.
Food, 100%.
Especially now you've got two girls, mate.
Yeah, exactly. 4 of us eating out for a meal is not cheap.
Oh.
Not cheap whatsoever. And definitely food.
Do you know what?
I was telling you, Zach, breast milk.
I'm getting out of the freezer after this.
I went back to the motherland of Torquay the other day, right, last week, and obviously little ice cream shops everywhere, right? This family in front of me, this
guy is on a diet.
This was before I started my diet. Thank you very much.
I had a diet break. It was a refeed, okay?
So I binged just before I started. This guy in front of us had 3 girls with him. He got 3 ice creams. It was like 24 quid, 25 quid for 3 ice creams. Look forward to that, Zach, mate.
Yeah.
Also 2 weddings.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mate, if you play your cards right, they'll meet another set of twins. Yeah?
Oh, no.
And then they're going to have a joint wedding. 2 for 1.
2 cars. 2 cars.
No, they can share. Don't think that you've got to do it, separately. It's their fault for being twins. This is the way that this is the life that they've chosen to live, really.
Do you know what you need to do? You need to pull a prank on them, right? When they're like 18, like, oh yeah, get your first car, vehicle, whatever. And it's like, do you know, it's like motorbikes that have got like the little side attached thing.
That would be class.
Get one of them.
Or tandem bicycle. Oh, Dad, I really want a bike. Yeah, it is a tandem bicycle.
Oh, for God's sake.
That is
right.
sick.
Okay. Is your question, Josh?
Yeah, John Freelove has asked, what have there been any valuable lessons you have learned being in prep and working with Tom?
Yeah, lots, to be fair. Lots. Like, I feel like I've just learned more as a coach as well. Like, I've learned a lot from Tom, and I feel like you can always learn more from someone else. Like, you never know everything. And yeah, I've gained a lot of knowledge from Tom, 100%. He definitely does know stuff. But then building, he's allowed me to. The thing is that one of the first things that we kind of spoke to each other about wasn't the structure of family and making sure that the gym worked around family. Because when I started working with you, that was when I just started getting back into the gym again. I didn't have this routine of allowing it to work around family, and that was one thing that we worked towards. Like, even like little things to begin with, of like planning my meals around my training. That was something I never really did before, as silly as that may sound. Then we were like backloading carbs to begin with at the end of the day, because I had to wake up so early, and I wasn't at that point. I wasn't ready to wake up as early as I do now to get that first meal in. So yeah, in terms of like that side of things, knowledge, definitely learned a lot. But then also, I feel like you've just helped keep me on track. I feel like you've definitely been a big part of. My wife is the biggest reason of why I feel like I'm doing so good, because without her and the
She's the best
support
coach,
from
mate.
her,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I was. But also, you are definitely next in line. If it weren't for you, Tom, I wouldn't be doing this either. So I appreciate everything you've done for me.
All love,
Love
brother.
that.
I love that.
Love that. Top 5 worst prep sayings. For example, in the trenches.
Oh God.
There's only one that's jumping out at me, and I'm not going to mention this person's name because they don't deserve airtime, but you're going to know what I mean, Tom. You ready? Something. Next one is going to be levels. Next time out is going to be different levels, bro. It's like, no, come on, mate. You've got a show 2 weeks later. Yes, you will make an incremental difference. It's not going to be different level.
No.
You know?
Yeah, I know who you mean. What about warm-up shows?
We don't talk about warm-up shows. We don't do warm-up shows.
Do you know,
Tom's going to do a warm-up show, though, in October.
Yeah. You know, Ramon?
Yeah.
Did you see on his most recent post, he was like, oh, the first warm-up show, we're 2 weeks out. I was like, oh, if Josh sees that.
The disrespect. I'm going to comment.
Do it.
Ramon Limoncha.
So, in terms of... I would say, like, I don't know. When people like have to always constantly remind, like, running flat. Like, yeah, of course you're running flat. You're dieting, bro. Like, everyone's gonna be flat. I don't know. What about you, Zach?
I feel like I've not had my foot in the game long enough to maybe find anything annoying, because to me it's all new still.
It's all new.
Yeah, all new experience.
That's fair enough. Yeah, but you do what you want. You know, if you want to say you're in the trenches, say you're in the trenches. If you want to say you're doing a warm-up show,
trenches, bro.
Show. Josh is always doing a warm-up show, isn't you?
Yeah, I've just commented on
easy work.
I've just commented on Ramon's post. Warm up the disrespect.
Are you like friends with him?
I've met him once, and I went, oh, hi, Ramon. You were coached by AJ at the time. I went, oh, you're coached by AJ. He went, yes. I went, congratulations for today. He just went, thank you.
Yes.
And I was like, right, great, amazing.
Nice. I like it.
I may as well talk to myself, mate. Should we get him on the podcast?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your favourite prep saying? Warm-up show.
Right, question for you, Zach. What's one thing... I was just thinking about this. I don't know if are they of that age yet? What's the one thing you cook for your kids which breaks your heart because you can't have it?
There actually is cheesy pasta. One thing I miss right now is cheese. A nice cheese. I used to put cheese on everything, and that's one thing that I'm looking forward to having again. So yeah, they have like a cheesy ham or bacon pasta, but like the point where like the cheese strings apart from the pasta is yeah. That's something that I'm definitely looking forward to.
Just think about the digestive stress that would cause. The bloating would be uncontrollable. You don't want that stuff, mate. It's poisonous.
Breast milk cheese.
Breast milk cheese. That is different. That's different, that, mate. You know, it's anabolic.
There we go.
Yeah.
That natural human enzyme for the lactose is going to digest a lot easier as well, you know?
Yeah, that's it. That's it, bro. I've been asked a question, but it's obviously quite an easy one. Joe.mead_, former client of mine, he has asked macros during peak week versus eat any if it fits your macros kind of jobby versus eating to a plan?
Macros during peak week versus eating to a plan.
Yeah.
So
By the time you're on peak week, even if you've done macros the entirety of your prep, you should have gravitated towards the same meals every single day. Life should just be copy and paste every single day.
Yeah.
And then on a peak week, what you should be doing is just increasing the food sources that you've been eating the entirety of your prep. There may be a couple of slight changes. Say if you need to get more carb dense foods or whatever. But yeah, you shouldn't be just kind of, if it fits your macros, I'm going to have a Big Mac one day and then I'm going to have 8 chocolate bars the next, or a bag of Haribos. It's just stupid. Joe's asked this question because he was the guy that carb loaded on crunchies.
That immediately sprung to my mind. He was the guy that carb loaded on crunchies.
Yeah, but told me after the show.
For God's sake.
Well, oh yeah, Joe, you look really good. Yeah, I had 5 crunchies the other day. Stupid.
For God's sake, Joe, come on.
God's sake, Joe.
No, naturally as you get closer towards peak week, you should almost be on a nutritional program, a set nutritional program, and then the only manipulations I would make to macros versus before and during peak week is maybe a reduction in protein on days where carbs are super high, and then on those days where carbs are low, for instance, you're just pulling down, depleting a little bit, is fats are going to be higher, just to compensate for calories. So those are the only kind of manipulations that would be made for me anyway. So right, next question from Jake James Fitness. Jake and Zach food challenge post prep. We both love food, with a cry kind of face like that.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. I'm going to give myself whiplash if I,
no,
it's not happening.
Jake,
we'll Josh, after Supernaturals,
bro. Jake's gonna be going to the Worlds. I'm manifesting it.
When is the Worlds?
November. So December time, maybe.
December we'll do it. Yeah, December we'll do it.
Let me do a reverse. Let him sort himself out, and then go in.
Sorry, Zach's wife. Zach is doing the Worlds as well. Zach, you got another 4 months of
pressure on him. God, you're awful. Jake eats even now. Jake eats so much food.
What's he on? What?
300 carbish. Let me load it up.
To be fair, Zach, you're eating pretty good as well, realistically.
I was just gonna say because I spoke to Will. I told you I spoke to Will a week ago or so, and when I realized what he was on, what I'm on now, I was like, okay, I'm quite blessed actually, really.
Yeah.
Because training day, I'm on 2.4, and then rest day is 2,000.
Jake's on 2,600, but this week we did half a refeed yesterday. Today's going to have an off-plan meal. Sunday's got an off-plan meal. Last week we did a semi-high day. Yeah, Jake's on a lot of food.
Yeah.
In Jake's off-season, he was eating 5,200 calories for 4 months?
Yeah. How much is Jake weighing now?
86.5 this morning. His lowest has been 86.
This is the thing. He's on 200 calories. He's had more refeeds, but he's on averaging per day 250 more calories than Zach. And Zach is in the 60 kgs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Zach's got twins though, mate.
Yeah, true.
My steps that I do every day are a lot harder than everyone else's. Pushing twins around for my steps all day.
Do you have a papoose?
No. I didn't even know it was called that. No, we don't have baby carriers, but I feel like you can only have one at a time. I've not got a twin one.
Get a twin one, mate. Get a twin one.
You don't need a papoose when you've got pecs like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor kid's going to be like suffocated on dad's boobs.
Lifts up the pec and then tucks the child under and just closes.
In
the job done. Was that my question, or was that your question, Josh?
Yours, mate. But I'm going to have to bounce. So
okay, cool.
Do you want to wrap the potty up?
Yes, that was an amazing question to finish on. So, Zach, thank you very much for joining us, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you
I
for having
believe
me.
you are the first client either me and Josh have had on. So
Yeah.
you've now got that title, mate.
It's an honour, an absolute honour.
No, but honestly,
And-
mate, it's been a good chat, and I feel like if there's any like dads out there that are struggling to get into good shape or whatnot, then I feel like this podcast has been good value for them. Some good insights to someone that's achieving great things, all whilst living a life that maybe a lot of bodybuilder lads would couldn't imagine living. So, hats off to you, brother, and I'm very excited to see how the rest of your season goes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, where can they find you, mate?
On Instagram, it is Zach Hayes Fit, all one word.
Love it.
Do you do TikTok?
I have literally, I think, like this last week, created an account, but there's not much on there at the moment, and it's exactly the same.
Start putting stuff on because the audience that you will tap into will probably be easier to tap into on TikTok than it is Instagram.
Yeah, I was speaking to someone who said just make sure whatever reel you put on Instagram to put on Instagram. I mean, you put it on TikTok as well. So
Recycle.
yeah.
Love it. Cool. Well, thank you everybody for listening. If you want to shop the best bodybuilding garments in the game, you can use code BS&B at the checkout on allinbodybuilding.com. So everyone, thank you very much for listening. Catch you in the next one. What was you going to say, Josh? I can see you smiling.
I signed a new contract with a company yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that on another podcast.
Okay. I like it. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for listening, everyone. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.